The Nintendo Wii, the little underpowered console that could. Back in the day when this was standing alongside the Xbox 360 and the PS3, I never really had a chance to play on the damn thing. Everyone was far too interested in Call of Duty 4 or Elder Scrolls Oblivion, though I must also include myself on that list. Most people I know owned a Wii but never really touched it. Some people I knew even had amazing games like Super Mario Galaxy, Wii Sports and the like, but the console was most often left unplugged, sitting there, collecting dust. But you know what? The Wii and its vast library of overlooked games is making a comeback. You see, with the power of the Dolphin Emulator, I'm not only able to play all my favourite Wii games on my PC, but I'm also able to breathe new life into them with bumped up visuals and more. So join me as I celebrate everything Dolphin and tell you about my favourite Wii games playable on the emulator. Hold up, wait a minute. I can't start this yet. I need to tell you guys about what version of Dolphin I'll be using, my specs, and how I'm going to format this video, so let's get that out of the way first. In regards to what version of Dolphin I'll be using, I thought it might be best to start with Dolphin 5.0 and then see how we get on from there. Now, I know that some games may run better or even worse on the daily developer builds of Dolphin, so we shall see by checking those out too when needed. But what about computer specs? Well, I have all the juicy details here. Read them and weep. For my motherboard, that'll be a Gigabyte GA-Z170X Designaire. My choice for a CPU is an i7-6700K running at 4.4 GHz. I then have 16 gigs of Corsair DDR4 Vengeance RAM. My GPU is the heavenly EVGA GTX 1080, and to top that all off, I'm running Windows 10 Pro at 64 bits. Also, it may be worth telling you guys that I'm using the Mayflash W010 Dolphin bar to play all these games. It's a little Wii sensor bar that plugs in via USB and works with real Wii mode so that you can play all your Wii games properly. It's well worth a purchase if you plan on using Dolphin to play Wii games. Alrighty. With that out of the way, let's get to the format. So first, I'm obviously going to tell you a little bit about the game I've chosen and why I like it, then a comparison between the native and bumped up version, with me then saying if you should be using Dolphin 5.0 or if it's worth your time trying out a developer build instead. Finally, that's all out of the way, let's get on with it. The rail shooter. This is a genre that I love, and frankly I don't get to play as many as I want to, but whenever I need my fix, Ghost Squad is always there. This really is my favourite rail shooter on the Wii, and there's a decent selection too on the system, but Ghost Squad is packed with fun and quite inventive ideas that when looked at, can put franchises like Time Crisis to shame. This is probably the only rail shooter I have played to contain so much variety in regards to gameplay and player choice. You're able to rescue hostages, disarm bombs, make use of a sniper to pick off enemies, engage in hand-to-hand combat, and even mess around with branching areas during your play. All these systems are connected so perfectly that I would consider Ghost Squad the picture-perfect formula for a rail shooter. Though I would suggest trying to pick this one up for a low price since it doesn't take that long to blast through missions, but the various unlockable weapons, modes and skins will keep you coming back, even more so if you play with friends. And now for a quick comparison, here's side-by-side footage of what the game looks natively and then bumped up via the power of the Dolphin Emulator. The footage you're seeing on the left is that of Ghost Squad running at a native resolution and no anti-aliasing selected, while on the right the internal resolution has been bumped up to 3 times for 1080p, and in regards to anti-aliasing I've selected 4 times MSAA for what I think to be a nice and smooth image. And just in case you're wondering, the game ran at a solid 30 FPS for both tests. I even tried the latest revision build at the time of recording and saw no notable differences between both versions. Overall, a solid performance for a great game. I love a good racing game once in a while, realistic or not, but sometimes I need something a little bit different than Mario Kart or Forza. I need something exciting. This is where Excitebot's Trick Racing comes in, and man is this one hell of a game. This is the sequel to Excite Truck that was released a few years prior to this game, though I never got a chance to play that one. But this game right here, it's over-the-top racing action and offers more than most standard kart races do. This game has various unique robot/insect designs, numerous courses, cups, minigames, and more. Visually, the game impresses, with each track having a distinct style and tons of detail spread across the map. Actually, this is probably one of the most colourful Wii games I have ever seen, and it's even better when you bump the graphics up via Dolphin. Actually, other than Mario Kart and this game here, there aren't many memorable arcade races I can think of that are on the Wii, but please feel free to tell me down below in the comments of any games I may have missed. But let's look a bit more into the visual side of things, because there is one little problem I encountered during my playtest, and that you might as well. Now, I say problem, but it's actually nothing major. It's a simple visual glitch. Look at the shadows in this bit of gameplay. Looks a bit odd, right? Well, due to me having 4 times MSAA selected, that is in fact causing this little artifact to occur during gameplay, but no worries, because it can easily be fixed by simply turning it off. But time for the comparison. It's clear as day when looking at this footage, the native resolution hides so much detail. Make sure to bump that up when playing for a fantastic looking image. Again, if you're looking for a new racer on the Wii and had enough of Mario Kart, try this game out. I'm sure you'll be pleasantly surprised at how fun it is. Silent Hill Shattered Memories is an odd game. It's nothing like an actual Silent Hill game, but then again, it doesn't try to be. It's so far removed from the games before it, there's nothing remotely scary about it. It's certainly not survival horror, the levels are also quite linear, and so on. I think what draws people to this game is the psyche system, however you pronounce it, and this was touted as something that will psychologically profile you as you play, but really, it just changes a few superficial things and not much else. Now, I don't know as much about Silent Hill as others do. I've only finished Silent Hill 1 and 2, I'm still trying to finish the third game over on my Twitch channel, but there are 2 things I like about Shattered Memories, and it's the graphics, because they are beautiful, and the story, because I find it quite interesting. Though, if this game had the Silent Hill name removed, I feel like it would have done better with the critics, but probably not financially, because having the name or brand attached to this game probably helped it sell. It sounds like I hate this game more than I like it, but that's not true. This is a pretty cool game when looking at it standalone in a, standalone experience. This game certainly has value, just don't go expecting many scares. So, like with the previous games, I'm going to try Silent Hill with these graphical settings on screen now, and, well, I'm going to see how I go. As you can probably see with the footage on screen now, it's certainly not looking pretty. Numerous slowdowns across gameplay, a glitched main menu which made it near enough impossible to input my name, a ton of visual artifacting is going on, it wasn't looking pretty, and it only got mildly better from there. I then decided to check the Dolphin game wiki to see what possible fixes I can make use of, and behold, there are some. So I fiddled with those settings and got them as the wiki suggested, but still, even using OpenGL and the other recommended settings proved to be too much because the game was running even worse now, somehow. I then decided to kill all graphical settings and run the game at native with MSAA turned off. Yeah, it still wasn't looking that good. Guys, I really tried here, but I couldn't get this game to run smoothly at all, and it's a shame because seeing this game at 1080p, it looks beautiful. Minus all the crap around it. So yeah, please do tell me in the comments down below if there's any way to get this game running smooth, because I would love to know. And before you ask, I did try the development build I had downloaded earlier, and it still produced the same crappy results. Well, on to the next game. Time for the final game, a game that is quite the highlight of my childhood. I'm not sure about you guys, but when I was a kid, my mom never allowed me to play GTA. It was too violent, had sex in it, drugs, and all these other awful things, but near enough every other game was alright for me to play, as long as it wasn't GTA. So this is when Scarface, The World Is Yours for the Wii, comes into play because, well, this was my GTA substitute, and I love this damn game. Now, you may be thinking back to the start of this video when I said I never grew up with the Wii, which is true, but I did grow up playing the PS2 version of this game. But if you know anything about this game, then you know the Wii version is the definitive edition. When I first purchased a Wii, it was back in 2012 or 13, I think, and this was one of the first games I picked up, and it's awesome. This is basically a GTA clone, but what it does so well. Not only is it entertaining, but it's also immersive. You feel like Tony Montana rebuilding his drug empire and grabbing Miami by the balls. It's awesome. The Wii controls makes it even better, and I'm not even joking when I say that. Aiming is fluid and easy, driving is simple, and overall the game just controls well. If you love Scarface and GTA, then it's your duty to pick this one up. But let's look at how this game performed and what problems I encountered. So the first issue I encountered was that of the Wiimote, actually. I could play the game, but there was a weird issue where the game would keep showing an icon and my controller was off screen. Now I know it's not the Dolphin bar I'm using since it works on every other game, and I even repositioned it multiple times just to try it out. So I decided to try out the developmental build of Dolphin, and instead, what do you know? The game controls fine. I can't really explain why this is, but perhaps Wiimote support was updated even more in these later editions of Dolphin, I don't quite know. Another issue I noticed was that of the issue with shadows, the same one I encountered back in Excitebots, but they were easily fixable by the same solution. All you have to do is turn off anti-aliasing. Now let's quickly have a look at this cutscene in native and 1080p so you can see the difference between the two. But overall, you know this and I know this too, playing this game via the Dolphin Emulator bumped up to 1080p is fantastic. The game looks gorgeous, sounds good, and feels good to play with an actual Wiimote. So there we have it, 4 awesome games that I feel like are worth your time playing not only on the Wii, but also on the Dolphin Emulator too. Please make sure to comment down below on any games I missed, and if you liked the video then make sure to subscribe and leave feedback down below, since this is probably the most informative video I've ever made. So yeah, catch you guys next time.